Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be working on my S13 daily driver known as Stella. We're going to be installing a bigger fuel pump. It feels so good to be back, guys. Really excited to be working on the S13 again and finally be able to start pumping out some videos. So, as I said before, we're going to be putting in a bigger fuel pump. Not quite sure mine's pushing out enough volume, but that's kind of running into a whole slew of things. We're just kind of focused on the fact that we're installing a new pump, and for that I've decided to go with Deatschwerks DW300 pump. This should be quite a good size. It's a 340 liter per hour pump, which is going to be replacing the ISR 255 pump that's in the car as of now. For those of you unfamiliar, this is my S13 daily driver. It's got a semi-built SR20 in there with some small bolt-ons and upgrades and stuff like that. Not pushing crazy power, but I'm just worried about the fuel supply as I am running a little bit lean. So we're going to see if installing a bigger fuel pump is going to fix the issue. First thing to do is to disconnect your battery's negative terminal so you don't fry yourself to a crispy chicken nug while working on your car's electronics. To get to the fuel pump in most vehicles, you need to drop the gas tank from underneath the car, but the ever beautiful 240SX comes with an access hatch in the trunk area which can be removed with a 10mm tool or a Phillips screwdriver. After you've depressurized the fuel lines, you can remove the clamps from the fuel sender to access all 6 8mm bolts securing it into place. Removing the lines before they're depressurized could result in a big mess of fuel on the ground. If the fuel lines have been on for a while, it's likely they'll be quite hard to remove. The use of some pliers can be handy here, but be careful not to destroy the fuel lines or you'll risk having them proper seal. So I wanted to show you guys something interesting that I found when pulling out this pump. Honestly, I'm showing you this so that maybe it's going to help you in the future. I tried connecting. Is that the word, crimping? Crimping the wires together within the fuel pump to the connectors that go out of the tank, and heat shrinking those to, help keep fuel out of them. But I guess it didn't really matter because all of that came apart, and I'll show you just how so. So, as we can see here, this wire came completely undone from the connector right here, which is probably just a bad crimping job by me. But another thing to point out is all of the heat shrink basically expanded. It didn't quite keep the insulation like I was hoping it would, so I might try soldering these together to see if I have better luck there, because this could be problematic as we're losing power, not getting any power really to our fuel pump. Could be the cause of my issues. Maybe it's just bad connections, but we're gonna upgrade to the new fuel pump nonetheless. So yeah, I'm an idiot. Apparently I don't know how to wire in a fuel pump. Seems pretty simple. If you guys have any recommendations at all at properly installing one of these fuel pumps, feel free to drop them down below. Really appreciate seeing you guys kind of criticize me, and maybe that'll help other people in the future and avoid problems like this. The sending unit may look intimidating, but it's really only the pump we need to worry about. After loosening the clamps, we can then wiggle the fuel pump out of position and unplug it. Our new pump comes with a clean filter sock that will be attached via a flowery looking washer. These can be a real pain to install, but take your time and apply even pressure so you don't suddenly drop your fuel pump and lose the washer for 5 minutes like I did. Now comes to wire in our new plug for what I hope to be the last time. I'm going for a solder connection rather than crimping in the hopes that the wiring will remain secure and more insulated under evenly applied shrink wrap. I'm still only an amateur in my soldering technique, so feel free to bash on it and drop some critiques down in the comments. Maybe others will learn from my mistakes, but what I've found to be easiest is dropping lots of solder onto the wiring and letting the heated iron sit on top of it for a bit to let the solder drop down via gravity to cover all of these areas of exposed wiring. Don't forget to add your shrink wrap before you start, or you'll have to start all over. Now that everything is wired up and plugged in, we can reassemble everything in the reverse order of how we took it out. I should get a new O-ring, but I forgot to order one, so we're gonna see if I can finagle this back in here without too much trouble. Yeah, I definitely should have ordered a new O-ring. This is so janky, bro. These O-rings always need replacing when you change the fuel pump or open the tank at all. I should do it though. So I think I'm gonna put a little bit of tape on here. Help seal it up.
Look at this ghetto job.
So ghetto. Good enough here for good enough garage. There, OEM. Oh, perfect fit.
Nice.
Back in she goes. Definitely don't want to mix up these two hoses that go back in here. But I think before I put those on, probably better bolt the tank down first with our 8mm bolts. Oop, I just dropped that guy. It's gonna be a weak video.
Yeah.
Luckily I can do a lot of editing and voiceover stuff. Make it a little more interesting.
Yeah, my recording skills are probably pretty shit, so.
So are mine, bro. Amateur everything.
Yep.
You said it yourself, amateur videos are best.
That's true. It is so true.
This is my favorite part. Oh, it's actually pretty easy. It's never that easily, usually. Oh, that one as well. You're good luck, man.
I guess so. Awesome.
We'll tighten these down. That one's too big. That one way too big. Alright.
Ooh.
Let's give her a run.
Ooh.
See if she's ready to go. We'll look for leaks. Woo. Sounds like a lot of fuel.
Yeah.
It
It does.
Good?
And just like that, Stella runs again. After installing this bigger fuel pump, I knew my fuel pressure was likely to be a bit higher. Since I have an adjustable fuel pressure regulator, I'm readjusting the fuel pressure to sit where it used to before. As I am running this car at an elevated fuel pressure, fuel flow has dropped, but now with the bigger fuel pump in place, it should be sitting right where it needs to be for this car.
So that's pretty much it for that fuel pump install on this car. Found out that I didn't quite do the wiring correctly, so we've got that hopefully fixed up now with some soldering. Everything's put back together now. We're gonna take it for a drive, which I won't be filming, so you'll have to find out how well it worked next time. Speaking of next time, I'm gonna be filming another video on weighing my 240SX. If you guys remember me weighing Carol, the pretty much stock interior 240SX, that car came in at around 2740, I think. So I'm really curious to see what Stella weighs as a rear gutted, no insulation, just kind of crazy semi-built 240. Drop a comment and let me know what you guys think it's going to be. If you end up guessing the correct number within a 20-pound increment, then I will end up sending you a free sticker. So yeah, comment down on this video below, leave a guess. If you have any questions or any suggestions on that fuel pump install, feel free to leave them down below. I always appreciate when you guys kind of criticize the way that I do things. That way other people can learn from my mistakes and I can learn from it as well. It's really constructive and I really like that. So as always, take it easy. I'll see you guys next time.